Hello everyone, welcome to this Norton College video blog. The topic this time is around questioning. Questioning is such an important area of pedagogy. Teachers ask hundreds of questions a day. Over the course of a career, we probably ask thousands, if not millions of questions. And it's really important that we give very careful thought to what kind of questions we ask. And then crucially, how we ask these questions to enable us to create a classroom atmosphere within our classrooms and across the whole college, which really helps students to learn well, to be challenged, to be engaged in their learning, and ultimately to make fantastic progress. So this is an area of practice that we're going to look at. And this video blog is really going to talk about 5 different techniques around questioning, many of which we've seen before, but are just useful reminders on how to make our questioning really, really effective. Now, one of the first things that's really going to underpin our work on questioning is the whole idea around cold call questioning. This is the idea that the teacher must have complete control of which students answer which questions, and absolutely vitally, the students must be aware that they could be called upon at any time in the lesson to answer a question. Students can still put their hands up, so this is not a no hands up policy, because when students put their hands up, they are alerting to us about perhaps how engaged, attentive, enthusiastic they are. Perhaps it's a great visual signal that they know what's going on in the lesson. But we as teachers need to have complete control of which students answer which questions. So although students may put their hand up, that's not going to unduly influence us about which questions we are asking of which students. So this is an area of our practice which we're going to talk about in more detail about cold call questioning. But we really want to make sure that students are never let off the hook, that they don't feel in our lessons that they can just sit back, relax, not be particularly engaged in the learning. We don't want them to feel like they can't be called upon to answer a question in the lesson. And the students need absolute certainty that we are going to do this as a staff, and so it's definitely worth us sharing this technique with the students in our lessons and making it clear to them that we are all going to be doing this. So cold call questioning is the first strategy that really underpins a lot of the work that we're going to be doing. And a lot of these ideas come from the Teach Like a Champion work that's been produced by Doug Lemov. If you haven't sought him out before, he's a very great educational researcher with some really, really interesting ideas. I'm going to explore some of his ideas in more detail in our session on questioning next Wednesday. So we're going to talk about cold call questioning, so we're going to have complete control over who answers the questions. And then, of course, a vital aspect of this is, of course, wait time. Now, we know we've talked about wait time before, and it's certainly an area of my practice which I know that I need to develop. I know that my wait time is something that I need to improve, and it can sometimes be quite tricky to actually let that wait time hang in lessons. 10 seconds for higher order questions. If you've ever timed out 10 seconds, it is a long, long time. In fact, that was 10 seconds that I just waited for then. And I expect, as you were listening to this video blog, it felt like quite a long amount of time. You probably thought, what's Pete doing? Is he kind of given up? So wait time is going to be really important, and that's something that I want us to really pay special attention to within our questioning. But also making it clear to the students what we expect them to do during that wait time. You know, essentially what we're doing for the students is we're giving them thinking time. So we need to be very explicit in our expectations with the students about what we actually expect them to do during that wait time to make that effective and to enable them to answer our questions. Now, another really good strategy is Thinkpairshare. This is nothing new, but Thinkpairshare is very, very good for those really challenging questions where you want to give the students that thinking time, so where they can think individually about what their response to a question might be. But then the paired aspect of this is really, really important because when the students actually have that paired conversation, it allows them to validate their response, check their response with somebody else. And this can actually increase their confidence and their willingness to then share an answer. Because if they do share an answer with the rest of the class, then the answer they give has got ownership with two people rather than one person. That can really help the confidence of students who perhaps feel reluctant to volunteer information in class. It also gets the students working together. And of course, for Thinkpairshare to be really, really effective, we have to give great consideration to our seating plan. So what is our strategy in terms of getting students to work together? Why have we chosen to pair different students up with each other? And that's something we'll explore in a little bit more detail next Wednesday as well. So Thinkpairshare, again, nothing new, but a really, really great strategy just to enable students to think and to work collaboratively with each other to share some really, really good ideas. Allied to this is the idea of pose, pause, pounce, bounce. I think lots of us have got this poster on our classroom walls. It's a really, really good thing. It's a reminder about cold call questioning. It's a reminder about our wait time. But also it's a reminder that when students give a response, it's a reminder to actually bounce that idea around the room. We want to not have what we might call ping pong questioning, where the teacher gives a question, student responds, it comes back to the teacher again, give another question to another student. We want to really facilitate some very, very good discussion, some very good conversations in our classrooms. So the idea of bouncing ideas around the room is a really important thing. So when a student gives an answer, we can say, that's a great answer, John. Simon, what do you think of that answer? And then we can say, Mary, do you agree with what Simon said? And so we get in a really great discussion that is bouncing around the room. So my last top tip to share with you is what's called ABC questioning. This just gives a little bit more clarity and a little bit more ideas to help us with the bounce questioning that we were talking about just a minute ago. And the ABC is a really good strategy to remember to really get that good classroom discussion going. It's about asking another student if they agree with an answer, asking other students to build upon a previous person's response, or asking another student to challenge the previous person's response. And what's great about this is when the students have the expectation that ideas are going to be bounced around the room, then it really promotes listening skills in the classroom as well. And it ensures that students are listening to the ideas of their fellow students. And again, it helps them to be attentive in lessons, to be engaged in lessons. And all of these strategies are going to make sure that the students are getting the most out of those question and answer sessions and not feeling that this is a time when they can sit back and perhaps not pay attention. So this is what we're going to look at in terms of the questioning the Norton Way. You're all going to get a copy of this A3 laminate next Wednesday. These are some common strategies that I want us to be using to really develop the already fantastic work that we've done on questioning in the school. So I hope you've enjoyed this video blog. The fact that we've gone through some of these ideas now will allow us to really develop some even more detailed and some more technical ideas on questioning our session next Wednesday. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you've enjoyed the video blog. Thank you for your time.